In a kingdom far away, there lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. She had skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony. Her beauty was unmatched, and she was loved by all who knew her, especially her father, the king. Snow White's mother had passed away when she was young, and her father had remarried a woman who was beautiful, but wicked. The new queen was jealous of Snow White's beauty and kindness, and she would often ask her magic mirror who was the fairest in the land. "Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" the queen would ask. "You, my queen, are fair, it is true. But Snow White is even fairer than you," the mirror would reply. Enraged by the mirror's answer, the queen ordered her huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. The huntsman, unable to harm the princess, let her go, telling her to flee into the woods and never return. Lost and afraid, Snow White stumbled upon a small cottage in the woods where 7 dwarfs lived. They welcomed her into their home and allowed her to stay with them. In return, Snow White cooked and cleaned for the dwarfs, and they grew to love her like a sister. Meanwhile, back at the castle, the queen discovered that Snow White was still alive. She disguised herself as an old peddler woman and went to the cottage, offering Snow White a poisoned apple. Snow White, unaware of the queen's true identity, took a bite of the apple and fell into a deep sleep, as if dead. The dwarfs, devastated by Snow White's apparent death, placed her in a glass coffin and mourned her passing. However, a prince from a neighboring kingdom happened upon the cottage and saw Snow White's beauty. He kissed her, breaking the curse, and Snow White woke up. The prince and Snow White were married in a grand ceremony, and they invited the dwarfs and all the creatures of the forest to celebrate with them. The queen, hearing of Snow White's return, tried to escape, but she was caught and punished for her wickedness. Snow White forgave the queen, knowing that forgiveness was the true path to happiness. She ruled the kingdom with kindness and compassion, and her beauty continued to shine, not just on the outside, but from within. And so, the story of Snow White became legend, a tale of beauty, envy, and redemption. Snow White's kindness and forgiveness were a reminder that true beauty comes from the heart, and that love and forgiveness can overcome even the darkest of curses.